Breaking news! Dan Campbell is doing his best to take us to the long-awaited Super Bowl, so to help with this challenging task, the Detroit Lions recently made changes that could change the game. I'll tell you all the details of the adjustments that were made, but first make sure to click the like button to stay well informed. You don't want to miss out on anything that happens here, and if you believe that we will make it to the Super Bowl, comment below "I believe in the Lions." Now let's get to today's topic. First, the Lions are working on their lineup strategy, especially on defense. This week, they signed 3 defenders to their practice squad: defensive tackle Chris Smith and linebackers Abraham Beauplan and Ezekiel Turner. Smith and Beauplan were both promoted from the practice squad to the active roster last weekend to help the team face the Packers, who were giving the Lions a hard time in Week 9. They were later released to make room for new acquisitions, but have since returned to the practice squad to support the team moving forward. Now, Turner is an interesting addition. Unlike Smith and Beauplan, Turner was not on the Lions' initial roster. He is known as a special teams specialist, having spent 6 solid seasons with the Arizona Cardinals and earning praise for his consistent performance there. Turner went undrafted in 2018, but has managed to carve out a role at linebacker after originally playing defensive back at the University of Washington. Over his 6 years, he has built a strong reputation as one of the league's top special teams players, and his experience could be valuable to Detroit as they look to solidify their depth in key areas. What's interesting is that Detroit signed Turner just as they're preparing to face the Texans, one of the teams Turner has been with this season. While he only played a few snaps, his insights could be valuable for the Lions' preparations. His addition might also hint at some possible injury issues the Lions are dealing with, as a couple of linebackers missed practice early in the week. Turner's versatility on special teams and experience across multiple defenses could be precisely what Detroit needs as they push through the second half of the season. Now, let's talk about Jameson Williams. After a 2-week suspension, he's finally back on the field with the Lions. Williams' return brings excitement, as he's expected to help the team with his playmaking ability. While he hasn't gone into detail about what led to the suspension, he's made it clear that he's focused on moving forward and learning from his experience. In a recent press conference, Williams mentioned that he's learned to move smarter and be a bigger person in certain situations. It's clear that he's ready to turn over a new leaf and refocus his energy on helping the Lions reach their potential. Coach Dan Campbell also commented on Williams' return, saying he believes the suspension has given Williams a fresh perspective. Campbell is confident Williams will learn from the experience, pointing out that missing games can be a wake-up call for players. Watching his teammates from the sidelines was tough for Williams, who mentioned how much he missed practicing and playing alongside his brothers. That bond with his teammates is what he's counting on as he gets back into the groove and shakes off any rust from his time away. And let's not forget the Lions' new powerhouse, Za'Darius Smith, who came over in a trade with the Cleveland Browns. Williams even mentioned he's seen Smith play, albeit in video games like Madden, where he says Smith was a problem for opposing players. All jokes aside, Smith's addition is huge for the Lions' defense. He's known for his relentless pass rush abilities and physical play style, which will give Detroit a new edge on defense. Williams believes Smith will bring the same intensity to the real field, and the timing couldn't be better as the Lions look to boost their defense down the stretch. With the Lions in a strong position in the NFC, these roster moves signal that they are gearing up for a serious push. Williams' return adds depth to the wide receiver core, while Smith's presence should increase the Lions' passing pressure and help them keep opposing quarterbacks under pressure. The changes are a clear indication that the Lions front office is committed to making a playoff push, and the players, coaches, and fans are all on board. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Jameson Williams will bounce back from his suspension? And how do you feel about the addition of Za'Darius Smith to the defense? Now, Za'Darius Smith has been a key part of the Browns' defense this season, but just before the bye week, he was traded to the Lions in exchange for a 5th-round pick and a couple of 2026 pick swaps. But since Week 10 was supposed to be a break for him, the Lions did something pretty unique. They're giving him 2 days off this week to make up for the missed time off. He's taking Wednesday and Thursday off to rest and recharge before joining his new teammates on Friday. Head coach Dan Campbell has been pretty straightforward about his reasoning. He knows Smith has been grinding all season for Cleveland and respects that he was eager for some time off. He's been around the league for a while, and they were just going into their bye week when he got the call from us, Campbell said, noting how crucial it was to give Smith that much-needed break. So what does this mean for Smith's chances of playing against the Texans this Sunday? For now, Campbell is keeping it under wraps, saying, "We'll see where it is when Friday rolls around." But one thing is for sure, Campbell is excited about what Smith can bring to Detroit's defense. He spoke about Smith's ability to hold the edge, pressure the quarterback, and play with that physical, tough style that fits well with what the Lions are building on defense. We haven't heard from Smith directly yet, but according to Campbell, Smith is excited to get started in Detroit. The 32-year-old seems eager to get on the field, and he said all the right things so far. Campbell mentioned that Smith is excited, ready to go, and is committed to giving it his all to help the Lions win. Smith told Campbell that he's ready to do whatever is needed of him, which is a good sign for a team looking to make a serious run in the NFC. Now, on the injury front, the Lions have had a busy week. Their defense has been dealing with some blows, particularly to linebackers Malcolm Rodriguez and Jalen Reeves-Maybin. Rodriguez is recovering from an ankle injury he suffered on special teams a few weeks ago and has yet to practice. Reeves-Maybin, who initially had a shoulder issue that is now being labeled a neck injury, has been taking it slow in practice after getting a head start in the Packers game. The Lions are managing their roster carefully, with Campbell noting that they are in evaluation mode with each of those players to see who is ready to go on Sunday. And Smith isn't the only one Detroit is managing carefully. The Lions have opted for lighter practices, especially considering their recent heavy travel schedule. Defensive tackle Broderick Martin, cornerback Emmanuel Mosley and safety Afida Melifonwu are also in the 21-day injury evaluation window after their time on IR, and they could be important depth pieces for the Lions secondary going forward. With players gradually returning and others like Smith getting some much-needed rest, it appears Detroit is doing everything it can to put a new defense on the field in Houston. As for their opponents, the Texans are dealing with a long list of injuries. The Texans have several players who have not practiced, including running back Dameon Pierce and edge rushers Will Anderson Jr. and Derek Barnett. This could open up some opportunities for the Lions' offense. If the Lions' defense can keep the weakened Texans' offense in check, they have a great chance to capitalize on Houston's vulnerabilities. It will be interesting to see how this all plays out and whether Zadarius Smith gets on the field against the Texans. This is an exciting time for Lions fans. What do you think of Zadarius Smith's move to the Lions? Do you think he will make an immediate impact in Detroit, or will it take some time for him to settle in? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Go Lions!